There's no need for words, Snake. I'm Curtis.
Alright. Okay, no, that one hasn't got a slot, so... But there was a blue cube on the other side, wasn't there? Yeah, so... Crystal rod in there, take the blue prism. The blue key must have broken a bond of some kind between the prism and the platform. Perhaps the key held an electrical charge which neutralized the bond. Perhaps. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm just the supply officer, apparently. And I think down here was... Yeah, so if we put the blue prism in there, and then the yellow prism in there, the prism fits perfectly into the triangular slot. Both prisms are in place. You watch them impatiently, expecting them to melt into the tube's cylinder or basin, but nothing happens. The prisms so obviously belong here, but there must be another step required in order to get them to do whatever they are supposed to do. I think... hang on. No, nothing happens. Maybe now that ochre block thing is free? Now that I've... This is where the yellow one was, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe that ochre block thing, now that I've put those two in, can be removed. Hey. Still anchored to the platform, okay. Analyze. Okay. Looks like an egg. What, do I have to like sit on it and wait for it to hatch? Maybe we can melt it. The ore-like material heats up slowly but does not melt. Let's try actually not, yeah. Oh, bugger. Oh, hang on, I've had an idea. Maybe we go back this way to grab the, can we take this back? The key seems to be stuck in the slot. No, we can't. Alright. Well, there has to be something I'm missing here then, doesn't there? Maybe I need to melt it? Melt them? Doesn't seem like the sort of thing that would melt. Oh, hello. Yeah, alright, cool. Alright, so we'll melt that one and we'll melt this one. The yellow crystal melts into a glowing yellow fluid. The fluid runs into the transparent tubing. The liquids from the melted prisms have combined to form a strange glowing green fluid. As the bottom of the basin is covered with the new substance, you notice a quick flicker out the corner of your eye. You quickly turn your head and see a barely discernible flash of light race up the side of the pyramidal depression. The phenomenon is echoed by the crystal in the walls of the cavern around you, a flash of light so quick you almost miss it. Perhaps an indication of a state of change in the materials around you. It might well affect the entire installation. Intrigued, you turn on the scanner and hold it over the mysterious green fluid. Ah, so... Oh god. Uh-huh. So we've made some kind of artery. The blobs are active, they almost seem to be alive. The blue and yellow prisms must have held the chemical components for these blobs in stasis. I don't know if that's a scientific word. When the components combined, the result was the creation of these tiny nanomachines. Nanomachines, son. It's always nanomachines. Nothing happens, so you're a truther. Right, so now I've done that. Surely the ochre thingy is going to be available. Head straight over there. Hopefully, now we can take this. Yeah, there we go. Alright. There is no resistance at all. The force that held the block on the platform has been nullified. Great. Okay, so we'll head back over here. Pretty sure I need to drop this in there. Yes, you drop the ochre block into the seething green fluid, it begins to melt. You hold the scanner over the boiling liquid. So that's the living blob things. And they're doing something to the first generation nanomachines are using the raw material in the ochre block to build millions of larger and more complex micro machines. So I'm like making life here, basically. Now do you want the metal fragments? There we go, you drop the metal fragments into the viscous liquid inside the basin. The reaction is immediate and furious. Intrigued, you turn on your scanner to take a look. Oh god! Fuck, man. Alright. Once you figure out that the micro machines in the basin are short on raw material, you make several trips back to the wrecked lander to scavenge additional pieces of the hull and ship systems. As you put each load into the basin, the metal melts away as it is disassembled by the microbots and used for some mysterious construction task. Eventually you see the outlines of something beginning to form in the basin. After a number of trips, you start running out of easy pickings and resort to ripping cabinet doors out of the cargo compartment. By then, the basin is dominated by the gleaming metal skeleton of a large insect-like robot, recreating replicators. The microbots are nearly done with the first of what seems to be the next generation of machines. When the new robot is nearly finished, the micro machines in the basin begin to cannibalize each other for the final phase of construction. They have all but disappeared when the finished product, a robot that looks like a big metallic grasshopper, is complete. The new machine comes to life with a crackling hum, blue light radiating from the inside. Its first action is to burrow into the material of the basin and disappear. Several hours pass. You maintain a vigil at the basin, making trips out to the lander only to replace your suit oxygen tanks. When your oxygen reserves are nearly depleted and you're about to give up hope, you sense a vibration in the floor of the depression. A few minutes later, the construction robot trundles out of the pit it's dug and climbs up the slope of the depression. There we go. Oh, that's actually kind of cute. Like, in a slightly horrifying way. A few seconds later, another robot just like it emerges out of the pit, and it trundles up the slope and out through the tunnel entrance. A third follows, and then a fourth and a fifth. You realise that the first robot spent those endless hours replicating itself from an ore deposit under the cabin floor. The intention of the builders must have been to have the micro machines in the basin use the ore under the cabin floor to build the largest of the construction robots. Perhaps the composition of the slate material in the basin changed over time and prevented the tiny machines from tunneling their way down. In any case, a seemingly endless stream of robots now marches to and from the pit. So if we created some kind of army to help us win the war or something. Oh, they are actually kind of adorable. So, I don't know if these are the aliens or if they're supposed to be the aliens. Oh my god. What are they building? Yeah, I don't know if these are the aliens or if these are supposed to be like something that the aliens left behind. The builders of this installation knew that no complex machines could survive the ravages of time. They coded the designs and plans for the installation's machines inside a form of chemical DNA. This DNA had the advantage of being stable over time and redundant. Therefore, there must have been millions of individual molecules in the prism you used to kick off the activation sequence. Upon activation, the chemical components combined to create nanomachines, and these nanomachines built micromachines, which built the large construction robots. The robots brought the installation to life. After a little bit of exploration, you know that all of the secondary cabins are now filled with marvellous and mysterious machines, their secrets waiting to be unravelled. Those secrets will have to wait for those that follow you. You're running out of time. Your attention is focused on one machine in particular, the centerpiece of the installation. The robots have built something that looks suspiciously like a portal of some kind in the middle of the largest cavern. It might be a gateway, a transportation device intended to convey the discoverers of the installation to its builders. You pray for deliverance. You run down one of the bridges towards the platform, towards the beams of hard blue light. Here we go. The portal seems to draw you in to welcome you. As you get closer, the light gets brighter. Finally, you run up the steps chiseled into the platform and step into the light. Oh god, yeah. This gets a little bit headfucky now, if I recall. Like, it takes just the most mental, like fun, but mental turn. trying to remember when the Stargate movie came out because. Okay, well, I was going to say because that's very reminiscent of the wormhole sequences. Your journey ends in a searing, brilliant white flash. You materialise back in the physical world within a cone of perfect vacuum. Air rushes in to fill the vacuum with a pop. At the same time, you are dropped on your head. You appeared out of nowhere at a point 2 meters off of the ground. Stunned, you try to get your bearings. You're definitely not on Persephone anymore. You're inside some kind of structure surrounded by wreckage. You can see burning orange and red clouds rolling by outside an open door. Slowly you get to your feet. Closing your eyes and taking a last breath of stale suit air, you crack the seals on your helmet. You hold your breath as long as you can, and then let it out. When you breathe back in again, you almost choke on the foul air. The good news is that it's just a bad smell. The air is actually breathable. What are the odds that the builders came from an Earth-type world? 1,000,000 to 1? For a tiny moment, you feel incredibly lucky. Then again, you may be stuck on an alien world light years from Earth, your brain decaying from hype, unable to complete the mission because you have no way of getting information back home. Alright, and now here we are on an alien world. Let's save after all of that. Okay, so mangled door, shredded metal, look at that, rusted pipe, mangled door, open, the door doesn't budge. Right, well, let's try cutting this open. So let's cut the shredded metal. The cutting torch is nearly out of acetylene. You fire up the trusty torch one more time and go to work on the shredded metal. It takes a long time to cut a serviceable length from the twisted bars. The metal is extremely tough. It would compare favourably to Arica hull alloy. I have no idea what that is. I think that's probably what the Lexington's made out of. Alright, so can we, use that to pry that open and get in here. As you enter the room, you notice a bent but colourful piece of metal on the floor. It must have fallen off the wall. You reach down and pick it up. Dun dun dun! Okay, so we're on Earth, basically. Welcome to Los Angeles. This is Earth! Oh my god. But it can't be. The wreckage, the blasted buildings. You suspected that these were not artifacts of the same race that built the installation on Persephone. What happened? Did your voyage through the gateway create some relativistic effect? Is this Earth in the future? Why did the gateway send you here? Did the builders invade Earth while you were travelling? You feel panic and despair bubbling up inside you. Well, oh dear. Alright. Take the pile of discs. So we've got a disc. We can sit on the disc. The disc has raised lettering on the inside rim that identifies it as a Tranrail cargo repulsor. Can we take another disc? You already have a disc. You pull the induction switch, which actually seems more like a lever, until it has reached its fully extended position between two metal tines. Let's turn the power back on. You snap the breaker switch to the on position. Long dormant systems come to life with a whine that escalates until it is a deeply resonant humming sound. You seem to have restored power to the maglev system. Well, go me. Oh god. So that's where we are. Alright. You wander out of the wrecked structure through which you entered this awful place and stop when you reach a track of some kind. It leads from the heart of the vast dead city of Los Angeles out into a desolate wasteland. The city was obviously the scene of a terrible battle. The hulks of tanks, armoured personnel carriers and aircraft are littered around the blasted ruins of buildings. Intermingled with the familiar warcraft are the wrecks of strange machines. Oh good, and skeletons. Well, this is just fucking fantastic, isn't it? These must be the skeletons of the soldiers who fought the last battle, or perhaps they are civilian casualties. If the robot things you see strewn about were the attackers, then any human being may have been an enemy. Oh, goddamn. Alright, Black Tower, what's up there? This may be Earth, but that tower in the distance is most definitely not native to the landscape. So, from the looks of it, Earth had some kind of jellyfish robot, had some kind of battle with aliens, which I'm guessing we lost. You feel nothing but the cool surface of the railway is devoid of any electrical current or vibration. You place the metal disc on the rail, it floats gently above the rail, repelled by the strong magnetic fields being generated by the maglev system. Sit on the disc. You sit on the disc and it wobbles not at all. It could probably accommodate several tons of cargo. So I think we have to get that going somehow. Can't go anywhere this way. Just gotta go. Okay. So I feel like I've missed something here. Hang on a minute. So the manual induction override, that needs to be down, doesn't it? Well, it was down. Do I need to like? Doesn't seem to fit over the switch. No. Maybe I shouldn't have done that one first. Touch the rail. It's devoid of. Right. Okay. Am I missing anything here? No. So I bet that'll have, yeah. Put the rebar? No. No. Oh, hang on. You place the empty spool over the switch, locking it into position. Aha, there we go. I knew there was a reason. I say I knew, I didn't know at all. Oh god, where's my disc gone? Oh fuck, I lost my disc. Vibrating. I bet the disc already. Okay, well that's. Good job there's a pile of discs, because I'm a moron who just let mine fly away. Alright, so we will put the disc on the rail. It floats gently. Let's sit on it. Ah, here we go. Right. You hop up on the disc before it starts moving. The disc is as steady as a rock. You might as well be sitting on the ground. You grip the edge of the disc tightly and wait. Eventually, oh, damn it, I didn't mean to skip that. The disc accelerates until it is going well over 300 kilometers per hour. The only way you can stay on board is to lock the joints of your suit so that it hugs the disc. It is a very unpleasant ride. You scream along the rail for quite some time, the black tower on the horizon getting closer and closer until it fills the sky. It must be 10 kilometers high. Finally, the disc begins slowing down. It slows down a lot quicker than it sped up, and the reason is soon apparent. The maglev rail ends abruptly about 1,000 meters in front of a black wall. The wall apparently guards the entrance to the huge tower, now a sheer black wall rising overhead. When the disc stops moving, you walk over to the wall. Alright, so slagged hover tank. 4 nozzles of a ground effect vehicle. This was a hover tank. Dead spider robot. I don't like the sound of that. Okay, so we've got a wall. Look at the wall. The obsidian wall is severely battle scarred. It's obviously the site of heavy fighting. Can we go towards? Yeah, super tank. You laboriously climb up to the side of the tank until you are perched on the top of the turret. Can we go in? Hatch. Open the hatch. The inside of the tank is actually claustrophobic, a surprise considering the enormous bulk of the vehicle. There are seats for a gunner and a driver, each in separate little compartments, surrounded by myriad controls and screens. Looking for a grisly Looking for a grisly souvenir, are you? Well, forget it. Leave the driver's skull alone. Can I take his helmet? No. What if I pull on it? Stuck to the skull. And we don't want to pull on that anymore. You can't sit atop the brittle skeleton of the driver. You might break him, or what's left of him anyway. Yeah. Controls. Use? Unusable. We still need this for something. I just wonder what it is. Housing. Screen. Systems appear to be down. So, how do we get the systems back up? Ah, we can look around. This is the tank gunner's ribcage. Thank you, that's very helpful. What about these consoles? Consoles, screen, gunner seat. Can we sit in the gunner seat? You sit briefly on the seat facing the displays. For an awful second you think you are reliving the battle that killed the crew of this vehicle. You jump up, your heart racing. I'm clearly missing something here. Ah, hang on. Switch. Push. I'm an idiot. You push on the heavy red breaker switch and it gives way with a loud snap. Power flows from the tank's reserve batteries to the onboard systems, causing some to short out in a shower of sparks. Still, enough of the systems are working so that the multifunction displays around the driver's console come to life. The system breakers must have been tripped by the blast that killed the crew. Enough of the core electronics were preserved to allow a restart. Right, well. Tank's drive system is down. Well, that looks... Memory serves, what we want to do is finish blasting through that wall. So let's use the controls wherever they've gone. Am I being an idiot? Yeah, yes I am. The controls are unusable. Alright, I really am just being an idiot. Maybe it'll just do it by itself? I don't know. No, it won't just do it by itself. We need to finish that, I think. Oh, hang on. You climb part way into the crater. The tank cut pretty far into the wall before it was hit. You wonder how much further it needed to go. Right. Oh god, we should get out of there. I've just turned the tank back on. Screen. Let's use the screen. The main gun is locked on the crater in the wall outside. All we have to do is hit the fire button. The batteries and capacitors discharge at maximum possible rate short of an uncontrolled explosion. The huge particle beam cannon comes to life. Hot damn.
The demonstration is over.